same time. We're going to put 1 foot forward, so making sure your feet are not lying in alignment. Just take the weight onto the front foot, do it from the side around and see what's happening. Pushing the knee forward. The arms will go swing with the momentum of the body. So the knee never comes any further than the toes. And I'm pushing off my front foot as if I was putting the brake on. Emergency stop, which then makes a little bit of a rebound, and then pushing off the back foot. I'll do exactly the same thing to the other leg forward. The important thing about this is to keep your shoulders as loose, don't tense your shoulders up, let them be loose as possible. Okay, put the feet together and put the fingertips on the shoulders, rotate the elbows to touch at the front. And reverse that movement. The big circles, the elbows. And let the arms come down. We're going to take a deep breath. We're going to bring the shoulders up towards the ears, holding the breath. And then we're going to breathe out and let the shoulders drop. So deep breath in. Hold it. And let them go as you breathe out. In. And out. Last one. In. And out. Okay, gently take the head from side to side. So just 70% effort with all of these exercises. Don't overdo it. Less if you have problems in that area. Back to the center, drop your chin down and take your head back. Just a little bit, not too far back. Gently forward and back. One more time. And dip the chin and circle the head all the way around. I'm going to get to the front, reverse that movement. About 3 times around each way. Okay. I'm going to bring the arms out in front of us. So think of yourself as having a big gym ball or one of those Pilates balls that you can sit on. We're going to turn the waist. So let the shoulders be loose, let your arms rest on the ball, the imaginary ball, and turn the waist from side to side. Still warming up the waist. So you'll feel one side of your groin will open and the other one will close as you're moving. Back to center, let the arms come down. I'm going to circle the waist. So circling the waist as if you've got a pole down the center line, midline here, and you're going around it gently, but you can't go forwards, you can't go backwards, and you can't fall to the sides. Just having that pole right down the center there. And change direction. Okay, I'm going to pop the feet together. Hands above the knees, push back. Bend the knees and push back. Down and back. Then we're going to circle the knees to the side, one side. And the other side. Okay, or lock toes on the floor, interlock the fingers. We're going to make a circle with the wrists and a circle with the heel. And same to the other side, toe down, circle with the heel and the wrists in the opposite direction if you can. The important thing is that you're moving your wrist joint and not just your arm. Making a circle. Got both feet on the floor. You're going to push your hands interlocked still, palms to ceiling. Okay, going to hold on to your perineal muscles, or your core muscles, right in the center there, and go lean to one side. Back to the center and release. Tense them up again, and to the other side. Back to the center, the palms to the chest. Push the palms forward. You're going to fold at the waist and go down toward the floor. So don't overstretch. And you're going to turn to one side, push the palms down. And to the other side, push the palms down. So we're going to go and make a circle above our heads now. So we're going to come up, keeping the palms in that same position. We're going to straighten up, bring the palms over the top. Press down to the other side. And then straighten up. Palms go down, turning the waist. And back to the center, push down. You're going to grab hold of your ankles and take your head towards your shins. Bend the knees. Bring the hands up the trousers, backs of the trousers, and push the knees unstraighten. So you're uncoiling. Chin is still down. The last thing that comes up is your head. Step out and push your hips forward. Shake. I'm going to do a little bit of qigong. So just follow me. We're going to step out. And we're going to bring the hands up into prayer position, front of the chest. Drop the hands, push the fingers toward the screen. Turn the palms, bring the elbows in, push behind. Palms together. Push up to the ceiling, and the highest point, go up on tiptoe. Come down the ears, let the feet go, back into prayer position. Waist goes forward, bend forward, push to the floor, then push toward the mirror, the television screen. Open up. If you're doing the breaststroke, straighten up with the fingertips opposite each other. Palms to ceiling. Take the arms behind. Bend the knees and pick up. And down. Fingertips forward. Stretch a little bit further. Turn the palms, bring the elbows in. Elbows behind. Palms pushing into each other. Tiptoe. Down the ears. Push the palms to the floor. Push them away from you. Circle round. Fingertips opposite each other. Arms to the ceiling. Take the arms behind. Bend the knees. Last one. Breathing in and breathing out. Turn your palms, breathing in, bring them in, out as you push behind. Arms together, breathing in, up on tiptoe, out. Breathing in and breathing out. In and out. In, out. In and out. And last time, I'm going to take 3 deep breaths. Breathing in, bring the palms up. Turn the palms to face the body as you breathe out. 2 more times. Bring the step in and have a shake. Okay, so last week we looked at, we're starting to look at wave hands like clouds. So that's what the main focus of today will be. I'm not sure if all of you have been here before. If you haven't, just bear with us for a moment, try and join in if you wish to. Otherwise, we're just going to go through what we've done the last couple of weeks, put that all together. And I'm going to do it with my back to you, and then that may help with your positioning. Okay, so just need to make sure you can see me. Hard to turn around and look at yourself in the mirror and there. Okay, so we're going to start off with the fencing form. Step out, fencing form. Part the horse's mane, which I'll be able to see myself with then. So I am going the same way as you. Hold the board. White crane spreads its wings. Rush knee push 3 times. Strum the lute. Repulse the monkey. Hold the board, board off, roll back, press, and push, board off, roll back, press, and push, single whip. We're going to go into cloud hands, which we're just going to learn. So a quick review. So cloud hands. I'm going to put my hand up. I'm just going to demonstrate what the movement is first. So we started looking at this last week. So check your posture. Piece of string comes to the top of the head, shoulders, knees, foot, they're all in alignment. And if you want to, you can mirror. Well, you can go, if you can make in your hand in the screen to follow mine. Okay, want to do that. Turn the waist. So the top hand is covering your face. The bottom hand is protecting the lower region. You're going to turn your waist to the side. The lower hand will come up. Turn the palm. They change places. Top hand's in front of the face, and you're not looking at your hand, you're looking through it. Turn your waist to the side. So here, this is the groin, the quad, as it's called in there's a couple of spaces in there. Quad in Chinese medicine. This side will be open, the side where the hands are will be closed. So turn the waist. Bottom hand comes up to the wrist crease, the palm turns away. Turn the waist. Turn the palm. Got the hands forward. So, points to note. Obviously, you're still going to have your piece of string going to the top of the head. Everything's in alignment. Also, you want to make sure that you're not got your hands too close to your body. So that beach ball that we did earlier always is that's protection space between you and an attacker. Okay, so it's the same when you're doing wave hands like clouds. You've got a space here. So you want to make sure that space, not so that you have to have your shoulders risen. No shoulders come up towards the ear in Tai Chi. So you need to have a relaxed shoulders. So you need to have it somewhere where it's not too far away from you, as out here, but you need to have it somewhere where you can manage to let go of your shoulders. So the movement itself, also you can do it small, close, but ideally it's quite away from the body. But it's not so far that you have to stretch and your arms lock. So the elbows are always facing toward the floor. And you can see I'm not tensing anything. Again, it's going back to that being too tense. My hands are relaxed. They're not expanded and tense, and they're not limp. It's just that bit in the middle, zoom. Okay, so we've talked about it before. It's a bit like having a balloon. If you overinflate it, it will burst. If you underinflate it, there'll be no air or no volume to it. It's just that bit in the middle where it's just right. Okay. The waist is turning. Most important thing. Waist turns from side to side. Okay. So stepping. We're going to look at the stepping. We looked at the last week. We had to look at the hands, and most difficult bit is getting the coordination between where the hands are and where the feet are. So I'm just going to do a little bit of exercise to sort that out. I'm going to take you to my feet a little bit more. That's where you need to be looking at. Okay, so again, I'm hip width apart. So what we're going to do, we're going to push your knees out, outwardly slightly, and sink into your feet. Put your hands on your waist. Okay, and I want to take your focus to your feet, to the soles of your feet. So just feel the connection with the floor. Maybe different from one foot to the other. But what you're looking to do is to sink all your weight into one leg. So it doesn't matter which leg, but sink your weight all into one leg without lifting the other foot off the floor. You may find that the leg becomes lighter, that you're not got any weight in, but you need to transfer all the weight into the other leg. But also remembering that you've got this pole down the center. So you're not going ooh, or falling backwards or forwards. All of the weight is going into the leg. So I've got all my weight in my, according the way around we are at the moment, it'll be your left leg. But it doesn't really make any difference because we're going to do both. So sinking into that foot. So you want 100% of the weight into that leg. So the other leg should become quite light. Okay, we're going to go back to the center. So equally weighted in the center. So I've now put weight into the empty leg, equally weighted. I'm going to take the weight into the other leg. So keeping upright, all of the 100% of your weight into the other leg. What you want to get is a feeling of the thoughts are going through the floor. So you want to sink right into the ground. Connecting, pushing. If you're aware of heat in your foot, then think of it going through into the floor. Your one foot is warmer than the other when you're doing this. Just be aware of it. Push it through to the floor. Just think. So Chinese medicine uses the terminology where energy flows where intention goes. So if your intention is to put your roots into the ground, so then do that connection into the floor, into the ground, then that will happen because your energy is led by your intention. Okay, and back to center, equally weighted. So you can test that out for yourself, really. So if you don't need to do this now, but if you later on, if you put a finger out and think of the end of the finger, of the fingernail, you may find, if you do it for some time, that your finger will get warmer. So it's something you can test out a bit later. So the thoughts are that you're sending roots down into the ground. So it makes your position very stable. And when you go to take a foot off the floor, it's not going to go, it's going to be a bit like it's stuck with a toffee. So the idea is that your weight is sunk into one leg, the other leg gets lighter, but even so, it still has that little bit of connection. Okay, so we're going to take your sink into one leg, and you're going to take your other foot off the floor, but just as far as the width of your foot. Toe down, heel down, double weighted there. This time we're going to sink the weight into the opposite leg. Sink it right down into the floor. Bring the other leg up. Heel comes up, toe comes up. I'm just going to step out a little bit, just the same width of your own foot. Transfer the weight into that so you're equally weighted. Okay, so it's something that needs a lot of practice, feeling the weight distribution, because commencing form is really the only place where the weight is double, and when you're finishing, it's a time when the weight is the same in both legs. So we're going to do an exercise of walking. So we're going to put hands on the waist, feet fist width apart, and you're going to put all the weight into the right leg as we did just now. I'm going to lift my heel, checking if you can see my feet. Yes, you can. Heel comes up, step out a little bit wider than your hips at the moment. Put the heel down, toe down, heel down. Put all the weight into the left foot. Then you're going to turn your waist. So all the weight's in the left foot, you're still upright, but you're going to turn your waist so your belly button is facing to the left. So all the weight's in the left foot, the right foot is empty. You're going to bring the right foot off the floor, heel up. Then you're going to step in so there's still a fist width between your feet, toe down, heel down. But the weight, both weight is the same now. Turn the waist to the right, putting all the weight in your right leg. Step out with the left toe, put the left foot down. Transfer the weight, turn the waist to the left. Bring the right foot in. Okay, you're going to put the weight for the right leg, turn the waist, step with the left. Weight into the left leg, turn the waist to the left. Step in with the right. Toe down, heel down, put all the weight into the right leg. Turn the waist to the right. Step out with the left. All the weight in the left leg. Turn the waist to the left. Toe down, heel down with the right. Okay, so getting the idea. weight transference is very important, and that goes throughout all of Tai Chi, but particularly in this particular movement. So having done that, I'm just going to demonstrate. For the hands, you can see I'm putting all the weight in one leg. My heel's coming up. You want to try and coincide the step in the time that the hands is just about to turning over. I'm doing this very slowly. Step out. So each instep and outstep is united with palm turning away from you. So we'll do this together, and I'm going to start. So you can face me, and we'll take a step out with your left leg. Okay, I'm going to put this will be your right hand out. I'm going to sink, so I'm in both legs at the moment. Weight is in both legs. Okay, so I'm going to drop, make sure my hands are in the right place, so one in front of the navel, one in front of the face. I'm going to turn the waist to the right, to your left, transfer the weight. Step. Weight is going into your right leg. Step. So sink, 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 sink. Weight is going into your left leg. Bring the leg up, turn the hands. Change into the other leg, turn the waist. Step. Okay, so transferring the weight, turning the waist. Step. Transfer the weight, turn 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 the waist. Step. I'm going to run into an elephant soon, so we'll go back the other way in a moment after this one. So the opposite direction, transfer the weight, turn the waist. Step. 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 One more. Transfer the weight, turn the waist. Step. So from here, you can let the arms go forward and down. So common faults, common problems, apart from getting the coordination right, are when people step in too close. So that actually blocks everything up. So you want to make sure there's at least a fist width, about a fist width between your feet at all times. Okay, so if you get too close to it, then it's very difficult to go into the next movement because everything's all jumbled up. You can't get such a turn. So the knees are turning a little bit. The pelvis is making side open, close, open, close. So you can see what's happening in your in the quad area, groin area. So belly button is here, the waist is turning. So there's a slight rotation happening in the knees, but what they're not doing is turning my knees all the way round to move in order to move. Okay, so the knees themselves are not locked, never locked. No joints are ever locked in Tai Chi, so they're always loose. There's always a bit of tension, but it's not rigidly locked. The same with the arms. You don't want them to be straight. If you're just starting this, you can think of it as being, sometimes people are better off with squares than circles, but ultimately it'd be a circle. But you think of it taking the arm down and up, square is happening. Square, turning, lower hand comes up to the corner, turn the palm. Lower hand comes up to the corner, turn the palm. So something which is quite, needs a bit of grasping, needs a bit of practice. The more you do it, the softer you can become. So originally, when you start off doing this, you might find it's very blocky and stiff. But softer you can become, the better it is. So you want it to look as if it's flowing effortlessly. So it's very meditative. So you can actually stand and just do this for an entire, however long you want to do it, really. So it's quite simple to lose your thoughts in this movement. Wave hands like clouds. So the more you do it, the softer it should become. So it just takes a lot of practice and a lot of effort to make it soft as possible. I'm just going to put the focus up a little bit more now. But it's well worth putting the effort in. The other thing to remember is not to have your armpits closed. So you don't want to be, you want to be open. So the whole thing is about being open. Flowing and softness. It's a nice thing to practice in the sunshine or by a lake or somewhere where it's warm, and if you've got both, go to the seaside, lovely thing to do by the sea. You can, sometimes you can find it's much more meditative than doing it at home. So when the weather comes back, we have to do it out in the garden, it'd be a good thing. Okay, so that's today's posture, and we'll review that next time. And I'm just going to do a little bit of qigong to finish off with. So again, take a step out, let the tailbone sink toward the floor, pushing the knees outwardly. And having that pole down the center line here, piece of string over the top of the head. So basically you want your head dangling, and you want your shoulders as if they've got a coat hanger on them. So if you've got a coat hanger on them, they're not going to be, they'll just be relaxing. Just put a space between the armpits. I'm going to let your arms rise up. I'm going to pop the hands opposite each other. Again, space under the armpits, let the arms rest as if they're resting on a beach ball. I'm just going to build up a little bit of energy. So if your energy is weak, you've had COVID or been unwell, then you can do this for as long as possible to help you to reboot. So if you have feeling in your sensation in your hands, connection, then keep within that. Make the in and the out within that connection. So basically I'm bringing my hands in and out, and I'm going to try and coincide it with my breathing now. So expanding, breathing in, and contracting, breathing out. In and out. In and out. I'll let you do your own thing now. Breathing deeply in and out. If your arms get tired for doing it that way, you can change over. So as if you're holding the ball posture, you can do that in several directions. In and out. course, you can ultimately flip it over so the other hand is on top. Still keeping connection with that feeling if you have one. If you haven't got a sensation there, try holding this posture for a while. You may find you get one. Not unheard of for it to take a long time. Again, then go back to the original posture. Okay, you're going to put your hands just below your navel, right hand for ladies, left hand for gents, and the other hand on top. We're just going to do a little abdominal massage. So, clockwise. Circling round the belly. And sort of making it into a snail shell. Finishing just below the navel. And again, you can do this as often as you like. Help the energy flow a bit more effectively. Finish just below the navel with your hands on there. You might find your belly has warmed up a little bit. That area below your belly is navel is warmed up too. Okay, so that's time for today. And just a little shake. And I'll see you next week. Keep well. Until then. Bye-bye.
Thanks very much, Jenny.
Hey,
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Jenny.
take care, folks.
Bye.
Thank you. I like that breathing
Good.
exercise. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was really,
practice it frequently. It's very good for you.
yeah, I'm going to. That really helped my back. Thank
Good.
you.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, Jenny. Bye.
Thanks, bye.